Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm pretty excited to bring you my second review of this mold. This is the ModFans Ruller. This time it's the blue and red version rather than the silver. This is the more toy accurate for those that got the original G1 Optimus Prime. I'm really excited about this mold. For a first attempt at a mold, ModFans has really, in my opinion, knocked it out of the park, especially for the price. First, we're going to start with accessories. We do get the instruction manual, as we did before. Pretty simple transformation, but it does a decent job of getting you through it. He comes with the same two weapons that we saw before, the silver version. Exactly the same. Somewhat of a shiny black plastic. Same detailing as we saw before. And just like the previous version, they can separate, forming two blasters if you'd like. Also included is the rubber hose. Just exactly that. A vinyl hose. Main intent is to use it as a fuel line, I would say. You could plug it into the end of this weapon. And in the end, the rear of the other weapon, giving you that look. As we saw in the silver version, the gun can be mounted in alt mode just by turning the forward blaster sideways. Since we started the review of the silver version in robot mode, we're going to start things off in alt mode this time. So let's take a look. Done nicely in blue paint throughout. It really does look fantastic. Nice metallic hue to it. Yellow and white on the front, which will become the kneecaps. You got clear red here on the side marker. You got black paint coming through on the windshield and the seats. Got the red light. Wheels are the exact same as before. Silver with red trim. Looks really nice. Wheels are just black plastic. Coming to the back. This time, these pieces, what I would call exhaust, are white, like a pearlescent white, not just straight white. They look pretty good. And very nice blue metallic paint. It looks superb. It does roll just fine. Here he is with the Masterpiece Sideswipe, the official. He seems a bit big compared to the cartoon, but if you take into account the size of the seats meant to fit a human, it actually makes sense. Here he is with the roller that came with MP10. And here he is with the Transform Element Optimus Prime. And as before, if you take out the light, that gives you the ability to connect to both MP44 and MP10's trailer. I don't have MP44s, but we can bring in MP10s. Just line up the connection. And there we go. Just don't get the wheel stuck underneath. And he's able to pull that just fine. Even though he is bigger than MP10's roller, he can still fit in the trailer just fine. As far as transformation, it's really quite easy. First thing you want to do is go ahead and, it doesn't hurt to bring these up. Just kind of get them out of the way. Bring the legs down. Hear them on their nice ratchets. Separate. Bring this wheel in. The side wheels. Make sure that you pivot, and it's sometimes easier to hold right here, but swing it up until it stops. Be careful with that. And then that will help it lock in. We'll show that again. Just swivel on that arm until it stops, and it'll go right in when you do that. Bring these sections down. Swivel the feet down, and I like to take a spudger and just push it in here to get that heel out. Swing it back up. Same on this side. And that is pretty much the legs done. Go ahead and undo the connection here. Undo this connection. And remember, the arms pivot out and up. So wiggle them up and then pivot them out. And you can go ahead and bring the arms down. Fold these sections in, this down, and secure that. Again, up and out, pivot down, and swing down. Bring this section down, down, wheel back, and over. Go ahead and secure the back portion. Rotate the head. Bring these up and around. You know what? We skipped this part. Bring the side flanks in, and they will lock into place right here in the chest. So bring it up. You see the little notch right there? Now you can bring the arms down. Bring these sections down, and there are now notches there. They'll simply pop into place, and now you can secure your back. And lastly, there's the red dot. I'm not sure what it's supposed to symbolize, the red plastic, but bring this up, and lastly, last step, I promise. Bring the hands out. And now we have them all done. So let's talk about the figure. I do love the face sculpt. Get zoomed in here. White with light blue eyes, dark blue for the head. Sculpted pretty good. Red coming across the shoulders does kind of block the head from turning a little bit, but you can still manage a full 360. Up and down, and a little bit of attitude. Actually, a lot of attitude, which is nice. Again, solid shoulders coming across. Arm joints, they're on a ball. You get a full 360. You can go up a little bit to give you a little bit more on the shoulder movement. Otherwise, it's limited to about 45 degrees little bit disappointing there. A little bit of butterfly. Now this is a little bit of an annoyance. The wheels don't lock into place, but it still looks good. Rotation at the arm. You do get more than 90 on the elbow bend. Let me zoom out a little bit. Fingers are fixed in place, but the hands do rotate, and you got a little bit of up and down due to the transformation. Red across the chest, light blue paint, silver paint, red all the way around. I'm still up in the air about the red and blue, whether or not it's painted. That red on the arms is definitely painted, but it could be painted. If it's painted really, really well. I don't have any issues as far as flaws. You get the full waist rotation. You get a nice, decent little ab crunch forward and back because it's basically on a ball. But you do get quite a bit of teapot motion too, so that's nice. Coming out of the legs, pearlescent white with yellow. Hip skirts do get out of the way front and back, so you can go all the way forward, all the way back, and all the way out. Rotation at the hips. You've got blue paint throughout on the legs, yellow here from the headlights in robot mode. The red marker's still there, but the blue looks fantastic, and it feels like there's a lot of die cast in the legs, to be honest. Definitely has some heft to it. So I haven't given it the magnet test, but I believe at least this portion is die cast. And a portion of the legs feel as though they're die cast as well. But nice metal ratchet in the knees, giving you a little more than 90. Make sure that you have this portion with the headlights pulled forward when you straighten it up, just so it doesn't get stuck. This is where it gets a little disappointing. The feet, you do have this mobile heel, which works good. The feet can pivot up and down, and the toe can go down on its own, but the rocker is there, but it feels limited to about maybe 30 degrees. So overall, it has an amazing look. It has an amazing feel. The materials feel fantastic. It's a little lacking in the articulation because of the shoulders and the ankle tilt. As you can see, he can hold either blaster in either hand, and there is wrist rotation. I forgot to mention that. But the fingers are molded in place. You can also, if you want to, bring in the hose. The way that works, and I did miss this on my first review, I apologize for that. Put it into the back of the gun. This will go into the back of this gun, and the way it's designed to work is this will plug in here in the back, and you just lower that down. You can, if you want, you can bring it down all the way. It'll still go in a little bit, but just be aware it'll probably fall out. But you can now bring this around, and you can have the hose look going if you want. Here he is with his silver counterpart. And here he is with Magic Square's Nemesis Prime. Being that the silver version is more tune accurate, I'm going to put him with my red Prime. So this guy is actually going to get a Decepticon symbol. So let's wrap things up by starting with the bad. The only real limitation, or the only negative I have about this figure, is just the lack of articulation in the shoulders and the feet. As far as the tilt, he just is a little bit limited as far as posing. By all means, positives definitely outweigh the negatives. Again, this being their first mold, you would expect to have some minor faults, and they've really limited that. The sculpting, the paint, everything on these figures is phenomenal. Even the white pearlescent on the legs looks good. I thought it would put me off a little bit, but it doesn't. It truly does shine, and it's just, in my opinion, especially for the price, an overall well done little figure. So how do I feel about it overall? Actually, I really enjoy the mold. That's why I got both versions. I think it's really well done, especially for $32.99, which that's the price on Show Z. I don't know what it'll be in other places, but you've got die cast, you've got paint, you've got wonderful sculpting. Weapons are kind of boring, but they're not that bad. So overall, the package they provide for $32.99 in a masterpiece figure is pretty astounding. So yeah, I do recommend it. Check it out. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to get your bell on so you get notified about future content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again next time.